In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, July 4th, 1930. I furthermore bear witness that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ, and I furthermore bear witness the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the Jesus in our midst today, and the last divine warner, teacher, and guide. It is in these names that I greet all of you, brothers and sisters, family and friends, in the words of Assalamu Alaikum. I am your brother Gerald X, coming at you again with another video, and I want to thank all of those who have subscribed. If you haven't, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Invite family and friends. I want to do a brief video entitled, Jesus Walked on the Water. Most people take the Bible literally. And most people think Jesus actually, physically walked on water. In fact, there were some pastors who all drowned several years ago by trying to walk on water because they didn't understand that many scriptures in the Bible are allegory and metaphors. So Jesus never physically walked on water. So when Jesus walked on the water, what did that really represent? What does that really mean? There are several definitions and symbolisms of water. When you look up the definition of water, it tells you that water represents life. Water represents fertility. Water represents birth. Also, when you look up the definition of water, it would tell you that water also symbolizes human consciousness. So when you look into the symbolism and the definition of water, you get life and you get human consciousness. So let's deal with what it means when Jesus walked on the water. Water representing life. That represents Jesus had mastered himself. Jesus had taken control of his life. He had mastered his emotions. He had mastered his thoughts. He had mastered his lower desires. He had mastered himself. So therefore, the burdens of the world didn't bother him. He didn't get sucked in to doing wrong things just because it was popular. See? He couldn't be deceived and tricked into belittling himself because he had mastered himself. Jesus said he conquered death. He was not referring to a physical death. The book of Romans calls sin death. It says the wages of sin is death. So Jesus conquering death means he had conquered sin. He had conquered those sexual urges. He had conquered those negative thoughts. Once again, he had took control of his life. So when we can control our emotions, when we can control our thoughts, when we can control our sexual urges, when we can control our lower desires, that is us taking control of our life. You know, we don't give in to peer pressure. So we walking on water. When we take control of our life, we walking on water. And that's what it meant When the scriptures say Jesus walked on water, he had mastered himself and taken full control of his life. And that's a painful process. We have to go through bad experiences so we won't make the same mistake again. We have to get knocked down. We have to struggle sometimes. We have to go through trials and tribulations. But really, that's good because that teaches us a lesson. Experience and life is the best teacher. How can you master life if you have never experienced life? So through experimentation, we can master life. So we can walk on water just like Jesus when we take charge of our life. Water also represents human consciousness. 75% of our brain is made up of water. So Jesus walking on water also represented him increasing his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what he would be teaching. He increased his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what he would be teaching. Now, he was always smart. He graduated school at 14 years old, according to historians. But his wisdom, his knowledge, and his understanding had to be cultivated. So by the time he started his ministry, around 30 years old, his wisdom, his knowledge, and his understanding of himself and what he would be teaching had been cultivated. So he had a full knowledge, a full wisdom, and a full understanding of what he would be teaching. See? So when we get an understanding, when we get knowledge, when we get wisdom, and we know how to use that knowledge and that wisdom to spread truth throughout the world, it's like we walking on water. See? So that's what it means to walk on water. When we master ourselves and when we get a complete understanding of knowledge and wisdom, that's how we walk on water. And see, Jesus also, him walking on water represents him walking on the world. See, he didn't allow the problems of the world to be a burden to him. See, he didn't allow the things going on in the world to influence him because he knew who he was. He knew what his purpose was, and he knew he was backed up by God that no one could touch. So mastering life, walking on water, is like us walking on the world because we know ourselves and we know we put all of our trust and faith in the supreme God that will never let us down. So we don't allow the problems of the world to be a burden to us. Once we master ourselves, master our thoughts, master our emotions, see, that builds up our will to accomplish whatever we want to accomplish, no matter how it looks on the outside. So Jesus walked on the water because he mastered himself and his wisdom and his knowledge, and we can do the same thing. In other words, it's simply evolving. So let's evolve so we can walk on the water like Jesus. Thank you for listening. Please share, hit the subscribe button. Until we meet again, have a blessed day. This is your brother Gerald X. Assalamu alaikum.